Yeah, there you go. It was still a thing.
Yeah, 2011, 2012,
It was like the in-between times of, like, listening to the music on the internet and, like, still having CDs, I think.
Oh, I was definitely still using LimeWire.
In 2011?
Listen.
How did that not wreck your computer?
I mean, have you seen my computer?
It was that same one you use now?
Oh, no. It was the one right before that
Okay.
one.
I was going to say, I'm like, I don't know how that computer is still alive. If on top of how old it is, it had LimeWire on it.
The other one was older and had LimeWire on it.
Well, yeah, because it had LimeWire on it. Like, that was a thing from, like, 2007.
Yeah. It was old as fuck.
My computer that I got in 2008 got wrecked by LimeWire by, like, 2009.
Yeah.
Maybe 2000. Yeah.
No, it kept going strong for a really long time. It was solid. That's
impressive. Maybe it's because I had a Dell. I don't know. Who knows?
Could be.
Dude, I got a Dell. Anyway, God, I wonder if literally anybody who listens to this podcast who's, like, under the age of 25 understands the dude, you're getting a Dell reference.
Dude, you're getting a Dell. Didn't he go to prison?
I don't know. I feel like the Dell guy has so many weird, like, rumors spread around him that I feel like it's like the Steve from Blue's Clues killed himself rumor that is just like nothing is true. That's fair. Although the ShamWow guy did go to prison for beating up a sex worker. I forgot about ShamWow guy. ShamWow. Oh my god. God, I forgot about that guy. He had a creepy face. He did. Anyway. He had a cocaine face. Yes, he totally did. Yeah. And like one of those like head mics while he was in a fucking commercial. Like Gwen Stefani. Like, what are you doing? Like Britney Spears mics. What are you doing, buddy? Why was Gwen Stefani your poll for that? I don't know. Anyway, we're getting way off track. As is our way. It's been 17 minutes. So yeah, we're like a quarter of the way through. Mizzo made him a burn CD or a mix CD, whatever. And Mo is like forever pushing them together. Yeah. And then we're with Eli. And Bullfrog. Yay. And he has his like list of apologies and his dad's like, what's that? He's like, it's my revenge list, and like makes a joke about it. Yeah. I'm like loving Eli right now. And his dad is strictly monitoring his med intake, which I am happy about. And I love that they have a plan where he has to go to the nurse's office twice a day to take it. Which I feel like is like what you have to do if you take medication and you are under the age of 18. Oh, usually. I didn't. Maybe I'm just thinking about like maybe not in high school. I don't know. But it just makes sense to me that like you'd have to go to the school nurse to like take your medication if you're a minor. You know? That makes sense. I feel like that makes sense for when you're younger maybe, because like high school, I guess that's true. But Eli's going to do that now because it seems responsible and he's being held accountable, which is good. And now we're with Marisol, who all of a sudden decides she wants to run for president because she wants to get back at Katie for like going out with Drew because she apparently overheard their conversation earlier anyway and just lied about it. Yeah. Like a crazy person. Figure out her revenge plot. I don't know. I hate Marisol. I hate Marisol so much. And then we're with Fiona and Eli, and I love that Eli was like, I have to apologize to the one person that is like the most important. The one girl, yeah, or the girl he needs the most right now. And then it's Fiona, and I love it. I was so glad it wasn't Claire. Me too. Or Imogen. But yeah, so he apologizes to Fiona, and he gives her a present, and she goes, heavy is good. And I just love their friendship. And it's a trophy. It says best actress on it. She's like, I was the director, but he's like, but you filled in, la la la, whatever. I don't know. It was very sweet. It was really sweet. And she's like, I forgive you. I loved it. I love them so much. I love a present. And I was like, yes, I love this. This is my favorite. But then we are with Drew and Katie. He's like helping her canvas for running for president or whatever. And Drew is sweet and tries to give Katie a burger. And she's like, no, that's a lot of calories. And this is when I wrote, Katie may have an eating disorder. Yeah. And then also, while they're walking down the halls, Marisol already has like a digital like campaign poster on the TV. I'm like, how did she do this fast? So fast. Although I guess it's probably quicker to do that than like get a whole bunch of things to print them off, I guess, or whatever. But still, it seemed like she literally like 10 minutes ago like was like, by the way, I'm running for president. Bye. Guess I'm gonna Photoshop something real quick. Yeah, Kinko's definitely still exists. Okay. I only know that because I work in fucking print, and we still send stuff down to Kinko's for like sample covers and stuff. And then we're with Sav, who's asking Miss O for music help, and she's going to like help him at lunch tomorrow. And I'm like, this is gross.
Yep. I just wrote Sav shooting his shot.
And then we're with Marisol, and
who's shitty.
Being shitty and is like, you want me to not run for president anymore? You need to end things with Drew. And then Katie goes and tries to break things off with Drew, but then he like
super not having
puts his finger under her chin and is like, I like you, you like me, like, don't do this. And she's like, oh, well, okay.
Yep, and this is when I have written down in quotes, she looks like if you turned a cat into a person.
But then we are in class with Jake and Eli, and
Jake is going to make a sweat lodge for their project.
And then after class, Eli, like, really quickly is like, hey, man, by the way, I'm sorry. And Jake doesn't care and doesn't want to accept his apology.
Also, I thought it was fair. So he, like, tries at the beginning or in the middle or whatever, and Jake, like, blows him off. And then at the end of class, Eli just goes, me again.
Like, Eli's so good. I'm
like, this is precious. I'm so happy.
Eli is healthy, and I love him.
That was literally all I wanted.
I know. And then we're with Sav and his vest, and he and Miss O are like doing music shit, and this is when we learned that Miss O is apparently 23.
Yeah, and she's sitting way too close to him.
Way too close. Yeah, I literally, my next note, she's like, let me play you something on the piano, and he's still sitting on the bench, and I'm like, he's sitting way too close to her on that piano bench.
And also, he admits to internet stalking her. And then she plays him a song that's so obviously about him.
So about him. And she says, like, tingling in her heart, she cannot start, blah, blah, blah. It's basically about how she's pining after someone she shouldn't pine after. And I hate it. And it's gross. And it's stupid. And I don't like it. And then we're with Marisol, who, like, literally, this is where I was like, she literally just broke it off with Casey. Why are you so dead set on Drew all of a sudden? Is it literally just because Katie likes him? Probably. And then they're giving speeches for president, and then she interrupts Katie's speech, and I don't remember what she says. Did she try to insinuate an eating disorder?
No, not yet.
Is that not yet?
Like, she's talking about how she's like a boyfriend stealer,
right,
or whatever, which is not even true.
Yeah,
but also Katie's speech is bad. Like, it's like 2 lines. I don't remember either, but I just wrote that's a bad speech. It was like 2 lines and it wasn't good.
Are you sure it was hers or was it Marisol's speech?
Both of their speeches were bad. But I think Katie's was only especially bad because I expected a lot more from her. And it was only 2 lines and they were not good.
So then Marisol interrupts and is being shitty. And then Katie brings up KC, and then Jenna's like, hell yeah, like, I back you up. Or
yeah,
I think she calls her a homewrecker or something.
She says, you're a shameless homewrecker. And Marisol goes, no, I'm not. And Jenna goes, that's true. And I was like, damn.
Like, yeah, Jenna.
And then fucking another gem from Mo finishes up like his speech and goes, and I won't hook up with your boyfriend.
He says, he's like, I'll get fries back in the calf and I won't hook up with your boyfriend. And I just, because I wrote down, God, I just hope Mo wins because both of them are being ridiculous right now. And then we're with Eli, who's like kind of spiraling a little bit because Jake won't accept his apologies, but then he calls his therapist and is like, help me. And she's like, hey, all you can do is apologize. You can't make somebody accept your apology. La, la, la. She's very wise.
And she's like, the apology is the important part, not the actually being forgiven, as far as your, like, mental health and working on yourself goes.
Exactly. Because after the piano bullshit with Miss O, she, like, left. And then she comes back, and Sav, like, calls out her song and is like, oh, like, what, so we're just not going to talk about how that song was about me? And then she's like, we can't do this. And he takes off her glasses, and then they fucking kiss. Yeah. And I'm like, what is happening?
I wrote,
is this a dream?
Ew. I wrote, no, ew. Also, like, it just, their whole conversation before the gross kiss felt super forced. Like, it was very bad acting.
I hated it. All of it's so bad. Why? Why are we doing, why? I
don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
Why? And And then we're with Eli, who's, like, considering playing rugby. And Fiona's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Pretty much. And then Jake and Claire are fighting, and Eli sees them, and he wants to help Jake
understand Claire.
Yeah, and, like, fix their relationship. And Fiona says something along the lines of, like, I'm starting to think rugby is less crazy.
Right. Yeah. And that will, like, be his, like, apology to Jake or something.
Which, sure.
Whatever. And then Marisol starts cutting Katie where it hurts and then starts bringing up her eating disorder, basically. Or I don't even know if she says it outright yet.
She doesn't, like, but she implies it. She implies it. So, yeah. I mean, we all know.
And I think she's, like, threatening to tell people about it.
Yeah, she's threatening to tell Drew.
Right.
For sure. But she's probably threatening to tell everyone.
Then we're back in class with Eli and Jake. And then Eli starts, like, bogarting Jake's, like, sweat lodge idea. So they have to work together on it so he can get closer to him, basically.
Pretty much. And then Drew and Katie are kissing in Taekwondo class, which feels inappropriate.
And Drew doesn't know what facetious means.
Of course he doesn't.
And Drew likes Katie because he needs her, which I'm like, that's not healthy. But whatever.
And then Marisol comes over and
just stirs shit up.
Fully outs Katie.
For having bulimia.
And Katie's like, I don't. And Drew's like, yeah, no, of course not. Like, obviously. And Katie's like, that would be pathetic. And he's like, yeah, and you're not pathetic. And I was like, oh, you guys.
This is not great. Also, fuck you, Marisol. You're a terrible person / supposed friend. Like,
fuck Marisol.
What the fuck? And then that's the end of part 1. And then part 2 starts off with Ms. O approaching Katie because she overheard rumors about her being bulimic, so she's going to organize a meeting with the school counselor. Which I'm like, I mean, that's probably good, maybe, but what?
Shit like that never happened in my high school. Not the bulimia, that ran rampant, but no one, like, did anything about it.
Yeah. But then we're with Katie. We're with Katie and Marisol.
And Marisol has a posse.
And Marisol's being so shitty, and it's like, Katie... So then this is when we learn that, like, Katie, like, used to purge, but she hasn't in a while, and she's, like, trying to keep her shit together. But Marisol's being so shitty and is putting all this stress on her now, and it's, like, putting her in a precarious situation. And it's like, you fucking know that she has had this problem. Why the hell would you bring this up? You're a terrible person.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Katie should still probably talk to somebody about it if she feels like she's going to, like, go down that path again. But she's just trying to pretend like the problem doesn't exist. And it's a very stressful situation. And then we learn, so when they were talking about the Sweat Lodge project, I didn't get the impression that they were literally going to be making a sweat lodge.
Oh, yeah, no. I wrote, wow, they're really building a sweat lodge.
I was like, wait, they're making it? So then Eli and Jake are making this sweat lodge, and Eli is trying so hard to be like, hey, like, I can help you out. And then he's like, I heard you and Claire fighting, like, let me know if you need any help. He's like, look, I dated Claire for 3 months. I know her. And I'm like, 3 months.
Oh my God. I can't with this 3 months bullshit. Also, Jake is just, like, not having it.
And their fight is about how Claire wants to go to a movie that Jake doesn't want to see, so he's not going to go to the movie, and Claire is mad about it. It's like the stupidest, pettiest bullshit ever.
If you're fighting about that, maybe don't date. Because what are you going to do with real stuff?
Yeah, it's like, guess what? Dating's about compromise. Claire wants to go see a movie. Just take turns seeing movies that each of you likes. Yeah. That's like dating 101. What the fuck?
Seriously.
And then we are talking about, what are we doing? Now they're talking about the homewrecker stuff / bulimia, but I don't.
Katie is on
she's
the
on
air
the radio
with Mano y Mano, and she's making some fun jokes. And then they pull out a fucking, like lie detector test app on an iPad? Like, what's happening?
Yeah, I just wrote, what the shit is this lie detector app?
I don't know.
They're asking her, like, is her name Katie? Blah, 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 blah. Do you have bulimia? And then, like, the app fails, and she's like, well, what do you expect from a 99-cent app? And I'm like, it's true, but it's like, why are we using this dumb, like, iPad app that probably doesn't mean anything?
I don't know.
It's super weird.
It doesn't make any sense. Also, lie detector tests, like, are based on your heart rate.